to start with the upper trapezius, which are the triangle muscles here. And we're going to be working this out. We're going to do each move for 1 minute. So we're putting it here, coming against the wall, bending the knees, I'm pushing my weight back, and I'm pushing here against the trap. So if you spend a lot of time sitting at a computer, then this is going to feel very tight. So again, you want it to feel like 6 out of 10, 8 out of 10. If it feels like 10 out of 10, this is super painful, then move away from the squat, and then we can gradually go closer to it as well. So remember to take deep breaths through it. It can be quite painful, especially if you've never done self-myofascial release before. So I'm taking the ball across, and I'm doing this motion. You can also do circles here, coming right up so I'm getting on top of the trap. Okay, from here, you can take the arm above, try and touch the wall. From back, keep your knees bent, pushing your hips back against the wall. Again, back to side roll. Okay, so now we're going to switch, we're going to do the other side. So again, up here, we're going to go across. So I'm pushing against the wall and putting as much pressure as I want to put against the wall. And I'm moving it sideways, coming up and down on the top of the trap. So bring the arm up again, nice and slow. Find a point that's sore as I bring the arm up, and back to side rolling. Find a spot that's particularly sore, hold it, deep breaths, stay on the spot while it slowly releases. You might feel it radiating to the front of the deltoid. Okay, now we're going to go on to mid-trap, so we did upper trap here, we're going to come on to mid-trap here, close to the spine. We're not on the spine, so when you're rolling you never want to come onto the spine, just the muscles that are next to the spine and up onto the shoulder. So here I'm rolling in the center point of my back, right by my shoulder blade. I'm doing a side to side motion. What I can do is put my hands behind my back, so I'll open up the shoulder blade, and then I can get some knots underneath. So now I'm working my way around the shoulder blade. I'm going up and down, I'm using my knees. I'm extending them and bringing them down as I come up and down. I apply as much pressure as I want to. So now we're going to switch and do the other side. So we're here, we're working around the shoulder blade up into mid-trap. So I take my feet further away so I can apply more pressure. I'm moving it side to side. Going up and down next to the shoulder blade, close to the spine, but remember not on the spine. Again, I can put my hand behind and work on the shoulder. It can be difficult, the ball might want to roll up, so you can just reset, bring the ball where you want to, come back into position. So again, I'm rolling around the shoulder joint, I'm bending my legs, I'm applying pressure. Found a spot that's quite sore, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to take deep breaths, help to release it. If you're holding your breath and you're restricting, it's not going to release. Now we're going to move on to the rotator cuff, so we're the outside of the shoulder here. So this is the rotator cuff. So I'm going to put my arm out, I'm going to bend it at 90. And I'm going to feel a spot close to where my armpit is. I can bring the arm up for external rotation and down for internal rotation. You're going to find that sometimes internal rotation is tight, you can't get the hand very far down, which is usually what we have when we're working an office job, we'll spend a lot of time sitting, the shoulders come in and we're internally rotated. So coming up, externally rotated, getting a nice stretch on the shoulder. I'm gonna hold it here. I have some pain spots near where my top of my arm attaches to my shoulder blade on the rotator cuff. Now we're gonna switch. So same again, doing here and around. Again, feet are out, putting pressure on. You can go under, close to the armpit, and round, and make circles. Go forward and back. Bring the arm up. Nice stretch. You're going to feel like this is pulling here if it's tight. I go down. As I go down, I feel that I'm hitting some painful spots, so I can hold it. I can just hold it on the spot, taking deep breaths. Try to release it again. If it's too much pressure, come slightly off. Work there, and then slowly walk back into the part that was the most painful. Okay, now we're going to move on to pectorals. So we're working here, we can work pec minor, working from the shoulder in, diagonal, or we can work over the whole pec. So when you're against the wall, I like to take my leg back from here and looking the opposite direction. I'm pushing and applying pressure on my chest. I'm rolling in a diagonal motion. Now I'm doing circular motions, finding a point that is painful. Taking the arm out. See if I can find a knot. We're going to switch, so same thing on the other side, working in, around, up and down. So my leg comes back again. I'm working in a diagonal motion for the pec minor. Going into more circles. Okay, remember that we're looking the opposite way. Opening up the front of the chest. I'm going to take my arm out. And now I've found a pressure point, so I'm going to hold it here. Take deep breaths. Sometimes you have to hold a pressure point 30 seconds, 2 minutes, it just depends. I'm just doing a demo today, so we're going to hold each one for 1 minute. But if you find an area that's very painful, hold it there. You don't have to move it, just take deep breaths. You can do some circular motions, help with blood flow, blood circulation. But I find that holding the spot very helpful for it to release. Now we're going to move on to the side deltoid, so we're going here and on the rear. So on the top of the shoulder. So my arm is up at 90 and I'm working here but on the back. Looking down, you don't have to come all the way down to the tricep, just here at the shoulder. And then I'm coming in. Up. Again, I find a spot that's painful, I hold. I can rotate my hand a little bit more, hit the back. Again, same on the other side, so we're hitting here and then mid down. I like to go forward and back until I find the spot. Quite uncomfortable when you find a spot that's particularly sore. Remember, try to breathe through, try to relax, try and sink into the ball. If you're tensing, if it's too much pressure, then you're not going to release it. The muscle's contracting, we want it to relax. And you go back to circular motions, coming close to under the armpit.